The Grand Canyon is breathtaking, but its beauty comes with deadly risks. Over the years, countless visitors have underestimated its sheer cliffs and unpredictable terrain, leading to shocking and often avoidable fatalities. Some deaths stand out for their sheer absurdity, earning a place on the list of the most stupid Grand Canyon deaths ever recorded. It started like one of those postcard-perfect vacation days, the kind where the sky stretches out in a clean blue sheet, and the canyon looks so vast it almost feels unreal. Grand Canyon West was busy with tourists moving from viewpoint to viewpoint, sneakers crunching over gravel, cameras clicking non-stop, everyone trying to capture that one photo that could never quite match the real thing. Near Ooh Aah Point, close to the famous Skywalk, a man in his 50s was doing what most visitors do at places like this, stepping toward the edge to get a better view, lining up the canyon walls and the winding river far below in his frame. It was casual, ordinary, the sort of small moment you don't think twice about. Just another traveler trying to take home a memory. But the Grand Canyon isn't just scenic, it's massive, raw, and unforgiving. The cliffs don't have guardrails everywhere, and the ground near the edges can be loose and uneven. One misstep is all it takes. As he adjusted his position for photos, the man reportedly slipped near the overlook and fell. Witnesses later said the drop was around 1,000 feet, a staggering distance that turns your stomach just thinking about it. 1 second he was standing with everyone else, and the next he was gone, swallowed by the sheer emptiness of the canyon. The cheerful vacation noise faded fast, replaced by shock and confusion, as people realized what had happened. Something that began as a normal sightseeing stop turned into an emergency in an instant. Authorities were alerted immediately, and rescue crews responded, but the terrain made everything incredibly difficult. The canyon walls are steep, jagged, and nearly impossible to navigate on foot, so a helicopter had to be used to reach and recover his body. Officials later confirmed there was no foul play, just a tragic accident, the kind that feels both sudden and senseless. It's the harsh reality of natural landmarks like this. They're breathtaking, but they're also powerful and indifferent to human plans. The same cliffs that make the view spectacular are the ones that make a fall unsurvivable. There's no second chance, no dramatic movie rescue, just the quiet weight of what could have been avoided. Stories like this hit differently because they feel so relatable. He wasn't climbing recklessly or doing anything extreme. He wasn't chasing danger. He was simply taking photos, doing what millions of visitors do every year. That's what makes it unsettling. It reminds you how easy it is to get comfortable, to focus on the screen in your hand instead of the ground beneath your feet. We get caught up trying to capture the moment and forget to actually respect where we're standing. Nature doesn't care about selfies or scenic shots. It doesn't pause to give warnings. In the end, what should have been a day of sightseeing and memories turned into a devastating loss for a family who likely expected nothing more than vacation photos and stories. The canyon stayed the same, quiet and endless, but for those who witnessed it, the place probably never looked quite as carefree again. It serves as a sobering reminder that some views are best admired with caution, a few careful steps back from the edge, and both feet planted firmly on the ground. The Grand Canyon has a way of lulling people into a false sense of comfort. From a distance, it appears peaceful and almost cinematic, with sweeping vistas, sunlight illuminating the red rock walls, and tourists quietly admiring one of the most famous natural wonders on Earth. It is the perfect setting for slow walks, photographs, and quiet reflection. And for many visitors, it feels like a safe, almost controlled environment. But beneath that beauty lies a landscape that is far less forgiving than it appears. The cliffs are steep, the edges can be unstable, and a single misstep can have irreversible consequences. Nature does not pause for human observation, and even areas that seem secure can hide sudden hazards. In April 2019, this stark reality became tragically clear when Michael Obrich, a 67-year-old visitor from California, fell from the south rim near the Yavapai Geology Museum. What should have been a routine day of sightseeing transformed into a fatal accident in moments. a chilling reminder of how quickly circumstances can change in an environment where nature is in complete control. Obrich's fall illustrates just how ordinary a fatal accident can appear before it happens. He was reportedly walking in a popular section of the South Rim, a path many visitors take every day without incident. He was not climbing, taking unnecessary risks, or attempting a dangerous stunt. He was simply near the edge, appreciating the canyon's immense depth and layered rock formations. At some point, he accidentally went over the side, falling roughly 400 feet below the rim, a distance comparable to a tall skyscraper. Park rangers later recovered his body from the canyon wall, and the incident was officially ruled an accidental fall. The sheer height of the drop, combined with the unforgiving nature of the terrain, left no chance of survival. What makes this event especially sobering is how normal the setting likely seemed just moments earlier. Families talking, cameras clicking, and visitors slowly moving along the rim. There is no warning before such a fall, only a sudden lapse that can result from a brief misstep or an unstable edge. Beyond the immediate tragedy, Obrich's death underscores a larger truth about the Grand Canyon and similar natural landscapes. Despite signage, trails, and designated viewing areas, they remain wild and unpredictable environments. The ground can be uneven or covered in loose gravel. Edges can crumble without warning, and weather, fatigue, or a momentary lapse in attention can all contribute to accidents. The canyon is breathtaking, but it is indifferent to human presence, and it demands respect and constant awareness. Incidents like Obrich's serve as a powerful reminder that even careful, experienced visitors are vulnerable. Park officials regularly emphasize the importance of staying on trails and maintaining a safe distance from the rim, not as a suggestion but as a life-saving precaution. Behind every statistic is a person, a family, and a trip that was meant to create memories, yet ended in tragedy. Obrich's story reminds us that even in moments of quiet admiration and awe, nature's power is absolute, and safety requires vigilance at every step. September 2025 will sadly be remembered in Grand Canyon history for a tragic accident that shocked both locals and visitors. Stephen Drew Bradley, a 27-year-old from Colorado, was visiting the South Rim for what should have been a routine day of sightseeing when his vehicle went over the edge near the South Kaibab trailhead. The Grand Canyon, while breathtakingly beautiful, is also notorious for its sheer drops and unforgiving cliffs, a landscape that demands respect from all who enter it. Bradley's vehicle fell roughly 300 feet below the rim, ending his life in an instant. Helicopters and park rangers were immediately deployed to recover his body, transporting it back to safety and coordinating with the Coconino County Medical Examiner's Office. While the official reports did not clarify whether the accident was caused by mechanical failure, driver error, or some other factor, the incident starkly reminded everyone that even familiar landscapes can become deadly in a moment. Visitors are often captivated by the sweeping views, the sense of adventure, and the seemingly endless horizons. Yet Bradley's accident illustrated just how quickly excitement can turn into tragedy when nature's limits are overlooked. The aftermath of the accident was chaotic and deeply unsettling. Park officials had to manage both the recovery operation and the safety of other visitors, some of whom had witnessed parts of the fall or arrived shortly after. Helicopters hovered over the canyon, providing both an essential lifeline and a dramatic visual of the incident's scale. Park rangers and first responders worked methodically under stressful conditions, navigating the treacherous cliffs to retrieve Bradley's body. Visitors and onlookers were left in shock, many processing the enormity of the canyon in an entirely new way. News and social media quickly spread the story, blending public grief with fascination as the world learned of the Colorado man who had met such a sudden end. While there is often a temptation to sensationalize events like this, the reality was far more serious. A young life lost, a community affected, and a sobering lesson about the unpredictability of the natural world. The Grand Canyon, as awe-inspiring as it is a place where even routine adventures carry inherent risks, and Bradley's death served as a powerful, if tragic, reminder of this truth. Bradley's accident also sparked broader conversations about park safety, vehicle precautions, and awareness near rim edges. The National Park Service emphasized the importance of vigilance, careful driving, and adherence to safety guidelines when visiting locations that combine beauty with danger. Friends, family, and the public mourned the loss of a young man whose adventure had ended far too abruptly. At the same time, the tragedy highlighted the critical work of emergency responders, whose swift actions ensured that the recovery was carried out safely despite the difficult terrain. It reminded visitors that the breathtaking landscapes of the Grand Canyon, while inviting and photogenic, demand a constant awareness of potential hazards. Ultimately, while the story of Stephen Drew Bradley is heartbreaking, it also serves as an enduring lesson. Adventure is thrilling, but it must always be paired with respect for nature's raw and unpredictable forces. The canyon will continue to awe and inspire. Yet this tragedy underscores the delicate balance between curiosity, enjoyment, and safety in one of the world's most magnificent natural wonders. Base jumping is one of those adrenaline-fueled activities that looks incredible in videos and on social media, but hides a dark, unforgiving side that is rarely discussed outside extreme sports circles. In August 2024, the Grand Canyon became the tragic setting for one such high-risk adventure when a man attempted an illegal base jump from Yavapai Point on the South Rim. For those unfamiliar, base jumping involves leaping from fixed objects such as cliffs, towers, or bridges with nothing but a parachute to prevent a potentially fatal fall. While it appears thrilling in photographs and short video clips, the reality is far more dangerous, especially at locations like the Grand Canyon, where jagged cliffs, unpredictable wind currents, and sheer vertical drops leave very little margin for error. Unfortunately, this particular jump ended in tragedy. The jumper's body was found approximately 500 feet below the rim, lying beside his deployed parachute, highlighting in the most devastating way the risks that authorities have repeatedly warned against. The National Park Service strictly prohibits base jumping in the Grand Canyon, not to restrict adventure, but to prevent incidents exactly like this. And yet, some thrill seekers continue to disregard the rules, often with deadly results. What makes base jumping uniquely perilous is that it requires not only courage, but technical skill, planning, and a deep understanding of both physics and the environment. In this case, video footage taken by bystanders captured parts of the jump, showing the man stepping over the rim fully aware of the risks. Yet the canyon's unforgiving terrain allowed no room for error. A split-second misjudgment, a sudden gust of wind, or even a minor delay in parachute deployment can have catastrophic consequences. Experts have long emphasized that even a perfectly executed jump can go wrong because natural conditions are unpredictable, and the Grand Canyon amplifies every risk. Beyond the fall itself, rescue and recovery operations are incredibly challenging, requiring helicopters, trained personnel, and careful coordination. Park rangers must navigate steep cliffs and rocky terrain to recover victims, making the response both dangerous and complex. This incident underscores a sobering reality. Thrill-seeking in extreme environments is never without consequences, and the margin between adventure and tragedy is extraordinarily thin, often measured in mere seconds or inches. This tragedy also reflects the broader human fascination with risk and extreme experiences. Base jumping offers a sense of freedom and adrenaline that few other activities can match. Yet, the costs are extraordinarily high when regulations are ignored. The Grand Canyon, while breathtakingly beautiful, is an environment that demands respect, preparation, and caution. Rules such as the prohibition on base jumping exist not to limit fun, but to protect lives, and ignoring them puts both the jumper and rescue teams at serious risk. Authorities continue to stress that permits, training, and adherence to safety guidelines are essential, not optional, and are designed to prevent exactly this type of fatality. For those who witness or hear about such incidents, the message is clear. Admire the canyon from safe vantage points, or accept the consequences of ignoring its dangers. In this instance, the canyon determined the outcome, leaving behind a tragic story that is both a warning and a reminder of the high stakes involved in extreme sports. While the allure of adrenaline and daring feats can be powerful, the lesson is unambiguous. Nature's limits are absolute, and disrespecting them can have irreversible consequences, as demonstrated by the fatal jump at Yavapai Point. Visiting the Grand Canyon is like stepping into a natural masterpiece, a place where even the most ordinary selfie can look extraordinary. For 35-year-old Colleen Burns from Florida, what began as a casual adventure turned into a tragic accident that the world would remember. Colleen, a bright and ambitious marketing professional working as a regional director for Yelp, had planned a day of hiking with friends along the South Kaibab Trail. Her destination was Ooh Aah Point, a famous viewpoint known for its dramatic scenery and breathtaking panoramas. Earlier that day, she had posted a photo on Instagram from near the rim, capturing the stunning landscape with the caption, "That view though," sharing a moment of awe and natural beauty with her followers. The photo now serves as a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the suddenness with which tragedy can strike. Colleen loved nature and adventure, and hiking was a way for her to experience life fully, to take in the world from a perspective that few others could see. The Grand Canyon, in its immense and awe-inspiring scale, is the kind of place that makes people feel both small and infinitely connected to the planet. Colleen's excitement to explore, to capture that perfect view, and to share it with others reflected her vibrant personality and zest for life. The accident itself happened in an instant, a brief moment that changed everything. As Colleen adjusted her position to let a friend take pictures, she lost her footing near the cliff edge and fell approximately 400 feet to her death. Witnesses described the moment as almost impossible to comprehend, a rapid and shocking event that felt unreal. The Grand Canyon is majestic, but it is also unforgiving, and Ooh Aah Point is a stark reminder that natural beauty can come with serious risks. Park rangers discovered Colleen's body later that day, and news of the accident quickly spread across social media and news outlets. Coverage highlighted both the peril of approaching cliff edges and the personal loss of a young, talented woman whose life had been full of promise. Friends and colleagues described Colleen as energetic, kind, and full of life, making the tragedy even more heartbreaking. The incident is a solemn reminder that even in well-trodden areas, one small misstep can have irreversible consequences. The Grand Canyon may be inviting, but it demands caution and respect, and Colleen's fall serves as a sobering example of how sudden and severe accidents in nature can be. Colleen's story has been widely shared online as both a cautionary tale and a tribute to her life. Videos, memorials, and news clips underline the tension between capturing memorable moments and prioritizing safety. Many have reflected on her life and the circumstances of the accident as a reminder to cherish every day, to approach adventure thoughtfully, and to recognize the unpredictable forces of nature. Her Instagram post, once a celebration of a spectacular view, now carries a somber weight. The accident encourages reflection on how fleeting life can be and how quickly circumstances can change. Friends and family have honored her memory by sharing stories, posting tributes, and reminding others to enjoy life fully while respecting the inherent dangers of natural landscapes. Colleen's life, though tragically cut short, continues to resonate with people around the world, inspiring admiration for her adventurous spirit and a deeper understanding of the balance between beauty, risk, and mindfulness. Her story is both heartbreaking and instructive, a reminder that while the world is full of incredible sights to explore, safety and awareness should always remain a priority, and that life can change in the blink of an eye.